right off the bat. Now listen, if he's going to be charged with being a dirtbag, we'll plead right guilty. Amend the complaint, amend the indictment. He's a dirtbag, guilty. I don't know what that is, but if that's what you want, that's not what we're talking about here. If he's I don't know about. Now you got to be careful. Lawyers can't make their guy look. They can't say too much about him. But the point is, this is a world I know nothing about. Hip hop and this. Let me ask you something. If you were 20, 30, whatever it is, people, Shaun, women in particular, did anything you wanted. If you could get women to do anything you wanted and you wouldn't be found out, and you didn't even have to pay them, they just lined up. And you're in an industry that says, wow, there's Shaun Attwood. He's the man. What? Ooh, women can do anything. I don't know if some people would say, yeah, I'll do it. Sure, whatever. It's a world I don't know. I don't think you know. I don't want to know. But it's a world that is not on trial now. That's not on trial. It's something that for the people, they're going to do, they did what? They did what? You should, whenever you talk about Intel, CIA, MI5, MI6, you know what those are? They're thieves. They're burglars. They're liars. They lie. They steal. They cheat for their country. It's horrible. You want to talk about war? It's terrible. Nobody knows what it's like. Politics, making sausage, whatever you want to call it. So I want to tell these people right off the bat, you're going to hear stuff that is like, whoa, but this stuff has been going on since day one, since Charlie Chaplin, since Clara Bow, since Louis B. Mayer, since the beginning of time. It's a world I don't know anything about. It's not on trial. Now, they've got to prove it. If they say something, they've got to prove it. So I'm going to be sitting here, folks, and I'm telling you right now, you just be looking for this. I got my big chart. I want you to look at bribery, arson. I'm going to make them eat their words. Remember, count one. First of all, 3 is the easiest. Who was transported over state lines for what exactly? For prostitution? Come on, what is this? Remember, oh God, what was the black boxer, the world champion, first black ever? They got him on the Mann Act. I forget his name. The first bare knuckles guy. Anyway, they got him on the Mann Act. The idea, it was so weird. Not that prostitution was involved, but crossing state lines. Now I'm going to be very careful. You heard the testimony about the adult star, whatever, who I guess Diddy was into some kind of voyeurism or something and did a variety of things to her. Remember that one? I don't want to go into detail. Got to be careful. You should see Shaun's list. It's like the list is dirtier than the sickness of this mind. No necromancy. What? What's that? No frottage talk. What the hell is frottage? Anyway, that's okay. And by the way, necromancy is just talking to the dead. It's not what you're thinking of. Okay. So anyway, so you're going through this stuff, and the jury's going, And then in closing, I'm going to say, did you hear that? Did you hear what they put on the first day? What the hell did that have to do with anything? What did that have to do with anything? And remember, the first part is the opening statement. The opening statement is when you get to tell them, it starts like this. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the evidence will show. That's what everybody always says. The evidence will show. And I tell people this for opening statement. It's a very simple idea. You ever put together a puzzle when you were a kid with the pieces, and you open up the box and you go, what the hell is this? All these pieces. What am I making here? What is this? Here's the box. Oh, that's where we're going. That's what these pieces mean. Okay, I got it. That's what the opening statement is. The evidence will show. Now, the key is argue your case, which you're not supposed to do. You're just supposed to say, the evidence will show. Now, on this night, that Mr. Attwood conspired with a number of other people in his staff to bring women across state lines, and then count two. You tell them, and this is what we will do. We will put on this witness, this witness. You kind of tell them, this is what's coming. They didn't do that. They put on a show. They were throwing, everything out. And I'm going to remember that. And I'm going to say at the end, in closing is the most fun. This is when you wrap all up. Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember when Mr. Attwood said that because now you're the prosecutor, that he was going to do this, this, this? I didn't hear that. All I heard was a bunch of stories that he used to freak you out because he wants you to think where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, they decided when they came up with this indictment to do absolutely before I forget, let me just stop right there. Before I forget, this is how stupid and how awful these media are. Did you read the article or the headline that says Diddy throws out her boyfriend or husband or something, throws him out of the courtroom? Did you hear that? Did you see that today? Throws him out. Oh, that rat bastard. Oh my God, threw him out. You know what it was? It's called the sequestration rule. It's called invoking the rule. And you always say, first thing you do, Your Honor, we invoke the rule. Anybody who's about to testify has to leave so that you don't sit there and say, yeah, like he said. No, I don't want one witness to hear another witness. It's done all the time. They didn't throw him out. They ask, are you going to testify? Because if you sit in here, you can't testify. It's called the rule of sequestration. But the way it sounded was that Diddy threw him out. No, because you've got laymen, you've got little punks, you've got these kids who all they want to do is get the clicks and the likes. They don't care about perspective or nuance. They don't care absolutely nothing about the fact. Don't you want to hear specifically perspective? Don't you want to hear what's going on? Don't you want to know, this is my game, these are my rules? I don't know about you, but if there's a cricket match or a football game, and somebody comes out and talks about, Georgie Best or Maradona, you want somebody to explain the rules. Not somebody says, boy, he sure can't kick it. It was out of bounds, you schmuck. Things that look good to a layman miss the point when you know the rules. So they don't even care about that. They make it sound like day one. And they're making this to be, here's the thing which people are saying. Are they trying to throw this thing? I don't know. Why are you putting on such a lousy case? The rule for prosecutors is I'd rather have a strong misdemeanor than a weak felony. Give me a charge that is overwhelming. May sound like I'm undercharging it, but just have 30 witnesses, one after another. So I'm saying he's there and everybody's looking at this. And the question now is, when it comes to the jury, remember, closing, you got to be very careful. But I would love to look at that jury and say, ladies and gentlemen, first I say thank you. This is closing. Thank you. I don't know what I'm saying thank you for. You were compelled. You got a summons to be here. You didn't come here voluntarily, but thank you, because I watched you. And Mr. Combs and I watched you, and you were paying attention. By the way, side note, Diddy's got to get training on what you do during the court. Don't laugh. Don't tell jokes. Don't look confident. They're watching you every second. Put the Bible away. You might be considered blasphemous. These people might be devout, and you're using this as a prop. You look down. You look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Don't nod. Don't smile. Look at them. Remember, you're an innocent man. You got nothing to hide. You're proud. This is your day. You've been wanting this since day one. Whenever the door goes up, we stand up. Don't let the judge say, all rise. We stand up first. We show respect for these people. Because remember, we're happy. And also another thing, if you're ever arrested, if you're ever taken in, don't ever hide your face. Don't ever. I don't know what that thing is. Is that you or me? I don't know what.
You?
I've got that stupid emotions. I got to turn that thing off somehow. I was talking one day about the Holocaust, something really terrible, and these balloons went off. I was like, oh my God, this is not what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if you're ever arrested, you make sure that you look at that camera. Don't hide the handcuffs. Don't put anything. Don't ever cover your face. Don't ever. You show them, say, look what they're doing to me. Look at this. I didn't do anything. I'm not hiding this. Always make sure your mugshot, you look at the camera, remember, you're innocent. You didn't do anything. They've got the wrong guy. Act like it. And don't go out of your way. But they're watching every move. They're saying, this guy's laughing. I don't know what's so funny. Well, he's just telling a joke. No, there's no joke here. There's no joke. So I don't like this case. I don't like this case. I don't like it. I think it's rotten. And with those miserable people, so far, all they got was R. Kelly and this guy. Think about it. That's it. Here in the United States, we have these. Everybody's thinking, oh, now that Trump's in, we're going to have a perp walk. We're going to have arrest perpetrators walking. So far, they arrested a couple of judges. Nothing. This case stinks to high heaven. How